Good morning everybody, we are here in Tirana with Giovanni.
Buongiorno ragazzi.
Yesterday we joined the free walking tour and learned a bit about the city, and therefore we learned that here there was a huge dictator that made the country communist, and he built many bunkers that are everywhere around Albania. There are about 170,000 bunkers everywhere. I'm gonna show you more, and some people claim that there are even 700,000 bunkers that they were never used because no war happened in the last 50 years maybe. Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh, there is a hole. As you can see here, there is another bunker or bunker. I do not know which one is the right English pronunciation. We can go inside a bit, maybe we shouldn't. And here there is probably a homeless left a jacket. Anyway, this bunker or bunker was suitable for two people. Oh, a homeless left a jacket and left also a bag. Probably we shouldn't go inside his house. What do you think?
We can try, but you are too big to...
Yeah. Probably Albanian people 50 years ago, they were much shorter than us. Anyway, and on this side we have a piece of the Berlin Wall, because when the communism ended here, the Germany decided to donate a piece of the Berlin Wall. Now we can go on further and find out how crazy was this dictator and how he made the nation so incredibly poor. Look how beautiful are the lights up. Incredible. Also Giovanni is feeling pretty warm over here. And we are gonna see a monument that was left here by the dictator of Albania. And it's not even a monument. He was so crazy that he made a museum about himself and forced every children into the nation to go see this museum during the school years. Sorry, but it seems funny to me. As you are about to see, this old museum is shaped like a pyramid, and when the dictator era ended, they didn't know what to do with it, so practically they left it as it was, and now it's kinda a bit destroyed, as you can see. Probably they used it for parties.
Yes,
and
inside.
Yeah, and they were going on the top, drinking and smoking, and if you were too drunk, you would be sleeping on the top of the pyramid. For a while it became like a cultural place where they were making concerts, especially metal concerts like Metallica, The Doors and so on, because the country wanted to be rebellious. And by the way, our tour guide Joa didn't explain to us why there is a bell here.
We don't know.
Before, during the communism time, it was so great that now they are trying to make art everywhere to enlighten it a bit. So lots of buildings are becoming super colorful, and now there are strange arts everywhere. Who knows? So, I don't know. There is a bell, there is a bridge, and we have this very weird pyramid by a dictator that when you will go inside, there was a big statue of him on a chair like I think Abraham Lincoln. Even if this country was so poor, now it's becoming like every other country in Europe, probably much cleaner than Italy, but pretty nice. Of course, there are situations where people still live on a minimum wage, which right now is about 200 euros per month, $200. But in the 90s, it was about $50 per month, the minimum wage. And right now, the salary, at least in Tirana, is about $450 per month, which it's good. I mean, yesterday Giovanni brought me in a fish restaurant and we spent 1/10 of the salary for two people.
But You are a famous rich YouTuber, Mike.
very far from that. And I can tell you more about how the country became poor. And it all happened mostly because of this dictator. But in front of us we have the John Paul Church, where there is a statue of Mother Teresa, which is the heroine or heroine? How do you say that? In honor of the only Nobel Prize of the country, Mother Teresa. We have her statue over here, and I mean, you can watch a video where I went to see the Mother Teresa Memorial House in Skopje, Macedonia, where she was born, and she was born from an Albanian family. You need to know that during the dictatorship, this was the first atheist country ever. Right now they're about 70% Muslims, but people are not very much into religion. Anyway, they are building a huge mosque in the city center, and this construction has been going on for years. They say they are about to finish it. Let's see. The country is becoming really pretty. There are very nice streets, lots of people around, and I do love when there are lots of people around. When you see some yellow buildings, they were probably built here by Mussolini when Italy conquered Albania, but that's another story. Right now we are walking on a bridge which once was 7.5 meters high, and it was built in the 17th century. I'm gonna show it better from the other side, which will show you that it's pretty tiny here in the center, but being built as an arch like they would do during the Roman Empire, this bridge will probably last forever. There is no earthquake that will shake Albania that will bring it down. At least I hope so. We're back next to the mosque, and over here on the right side of it there is the Albanian parliament, which we will not get closer to it because people usually get scared of cameras. And as you can see, they are selling books, even in Italian. Giacomo Leopardi, Pensieri. Seeing all these types of shops is probably the right moment to tell you how this country became so poor. And all this mess started during the communist time, when the dictator was convinced that they were the perfect communist country, and therefore they decided that Yugoslavia wasn't communist enough, so they didn't want to be friends with them. Then they decided that Russia was too liberal, and therefore they didn't become friends with them. Anyway, they were almost left alone, and their only friend was China, and practically Albania was like North Korea, and it's crazy. China had only one ally, or Albania had only one ally, and it was China, very far from each other. And they told me that in China they were singing Albanian song, and in Albania they were singing Thanks to Mao, which is crazy. On this side we do have the remains of the castle. You need to understand that during the Ottoman Empire this city was probably just a village, because the actual city was born only 400 years ago, and therefore there is something like a symbolic castle. Can we go inside it, Jova?
Yes.
Because they told us that right now there are just cafes. Maybe nothing special, maybe some restaurants, but I want to check it out. So there are these guys singing, and here we do have the castle. Let's see, even medieval music to enter this place. Tirana Castle from the Toptani family. Let's go inside this fortress. The gate is pretty nice, and as you can see right now, it has become a pretty interesting touristic place, where maybe we should buy some gifts for our moms. Very weird statue, guys. So here we do have the skirt, and an helmet, armor. It looks pretty nice.
Yes.
Cioccolati italiani, wow. So we do have chocolates in Italy, Joe. Not just in Switzerland. And guys, what's the name of pozzo in English? We were wondering about it the other day. Even the tour guide couldn't remember. They were so isolated from the rest of the world that here they didn't even know that they were poor. During the communist time, maybe you had one pair of jeans, or not even jeans. You had one shirt, you had very little food. You could buy 2 kilos of meat per month, and that's it. Before the 90s, here the Albanians, they weren't allowed to leave the country. If you will leave the country, let's go on the left. If you will leave the country, not the boss, if you would leave the country, they will shoot you. So finally, in the 90s, when they were able to leave the country, they went, all the Albanians together on a ship. This ship was huge. They made a huge and beautiful documentary about it. This ship had 20,000 people all over the ship. And the meaning that this navy was so full of people that you couldn't see the actual boat. And all these people came to Italy. It was the first time so many people ran to Italy for help, and we Italians, we didn't know what to do. And they had to open the stadium in Bari, Puglia, in the south of Italy, and tried to host all these people, but it was a huge mess. It was the first time they were able to leave their country without being shot, and they tried to go to a better place. And funny story is that lots of Albanian, they do speak Italian. Do you wanna tell why they speak Italian?
For business reason.
And?
I don't remember.
How come you don't remember? The TV story?
The TV story is about if they put the antenna.
Let's call it antenna, yeah.
I don't know how to say antenna.
Me neither.
You can see the watching the TV, and they saw a lot of showgirl, and they thought that every Italian lady was like that lady, but was not really. Not.
What Giovanni means is that when they were watching Italian TV, which was illegal to watch because you had to put your antenna in the Italian direction, they will see lots of showgirls, because in Italian TV shows all the girls are super beautiful and naked, but then
Almost naked.
almost naked, you're right, Joe. But then when they went to Italy, they found out that all these beautiful angels, they are not real. There are also normal ladies in Italy. It's getting warmer and warmer. Giovanni is even in a t-shirt. And now he's the one bringing the bag, so I'm free to jump around and I don't know. In both sides here, we do have some temporary art. Here by a Japanese artist and here from an artist from Ghana. And we cannot really recall the reason why they decided to cover this building, but probably there's something happening and they don't want us to spy on them. Anyway, this art was made using probably bags of coffee from Ghana and yeah, product of Ghana, Ghana cocoa board. And now here, just behind the corner, we are gonna see something that the bold and bankrupt would really appreciate. I don't even know if I'm allowed to come here, but as you can see, some, let's call it Soviet art, and that's a typical girl, strong, that fights for her country. And now we probably do have every possible version of Stalin. I don't know, am I saying many mistakes? And this is super common in USSR countries. And here you do have the dictator of Albania turned to Stalin butt, and we can leave this communist stuff and go back to democracy on the other side of the building. So here we are inside the Japanese art, and it is a cloud, and we can go up here. Doesn't seem so reliable, but it can probably sustain us. Well, such a cloud. Then next to the colorful building we have another bunker, and actually this is a fake entrance of a bunker, because there are bunkers everywhere under the square. They made this fake entrance which is supposed to look like a real bunker, because they transformed the bunker that was under the square into a museum. So right now you can go see the bunker, and you can go buy the tickets down there, which we do not have time to do today. Let's go, let's go. And on this side we have a 200 years old tower, the clock tower, which you can go up and visit it, but it doesn't seem so tall. Is it tall for you?
No, you are taller.
Oh my goodness. Maybe am I? And this one is the first 5-star hotel of the country. It was just built and it was made by a Belgian architect. I do love people from Belgium, but I don't really like this building.
Yes, this building seems like Parmesan, I don't know how to say, to grattugiare.
Okay, I will show it in a video. So here we are at the end of the tour in Skanderbeg Square. Skanderbeg was the national hero of Albania, which you cannot see right now, and actually the Albanian flag resembles, or is totally like his own flag. Anyway, this square was made into a square of tiles only a few years ago, and it's super huge. Some Albanians, they do complain that it is a waste of space, but actually I do think it's pretty cool. And all the tiles, you can see they are in many different colors. They come from all over Albania, and this happened so they can say that Albania is united, one country. And another interesting fact is that the square is shaped like a hill, because they do want people to think that now that we are into democracy or social democracy, we are better than all this building built during the communist time. And I do probably think that that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, keep reading and believe in your dreams. From the next one we'll be going to Kosovo, so I cannot wait to show you.